Hi again, Gregg, the News Tribune, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. What did we learn today? Well, it's really what I've been feeling and we've been seeing from this team the first 2 months of the season. They're not as good as their 6-2 record indicates. They beat another bad team today, 27-20 after leading 24-0 at halftime. The first half, they looked like a playoff team, running the ball for 130 yards, 2 touchdown passes from Russell Wilson to rookie DK Metcalf, who had a pack of people here from Mississippi, because Mississippi's only 300 miles away instead of 3,000 to Seattle. Tyler Lockett making ridiculous catches in coverage again over his shoulder while covered. He's almost unguardable right now, by the way. And the defense getting after Matt Schaub and the 38-year-old's first start in 4 years, forcing 2 turnovers, an interception and a fumble at the end of the first half. The pass rush affecting the quarterback for the first time in 3 games. They looked like, okay, this is how this Seahawks team should look, and not really how they should look against a 1-7 team anyway. Well, they had to play the second half too. And after the game, what told me that this team knows it's got a lot of work to do, and even they think and know that they aren't as good as their record suggests. They were trudging off the field, heads down, quiet, almost not quite as if they'd lost the game, but the only Seahawks who was really lively outside the locker room on the way in after the game was a former one. Ricardo Lockett was outside. The retired wide receiver, had retired because of the horrific neck injury in Dallas a few years ago, was outside the locker room and greeting old friends and hugging them after the game. That was it. Beyond that, very concerning second half. Pete Carroll said he was, quote, lousy. He said it was his fault. He has to get better. He wouldn't detail what his fault was for that second half performance. How bad was it? 82 yards total offense for the Seahawks to 380 for Atlanta. 20 points for the Falcons, 3 points for the Seahawks. Carroll didn't detail it, but what I thought changed the tone of the game for the Seahawks and their momentum was Carroll and his staff taking out some of his starters for a series of rest, beginning when it was 17-0 in the second quarter. Dwayne Brown, the Pro Bowl left tackle. KJ Wright, the longest tenured Seahawk, 30-year-old Pro Bowl veteran outside linebacker. Guys like that started leaving the field for a series or two. Even Akeem King, who started at right cornerback because Trey Flowers was injured and inactive today, he rested for a series while Nico Thorpe came in. It looked that Mike Dupati at left guard took a series off and Jamarco Jones came in. It destroyed the team's continuity, and what the momentum and what they had in the first half went away. 2 3-and-outs on offense in the third quarter when the Seahawks were outgained 155 to this many and were outscored 11-0. The defense started missing tackles. You saw Bobby Wagner get run past and Tedrick Thompson as well on a touchdown run, 23 yards by Brian Hill that made it 24-8, and it was 24-11. And it would have been 24-18. The Falcons were 1 yard from making it 24-18 early in the fourth quarter when Marquise Blair, the rookie second-round pick, proved yet again why this guy should be on the field. The strong safety knocked the ball out of Devonta Freeman's hand at the 1 yard line after a catch when Freeman was reaching for the goal line with the ball between both hands. A swipe by Marquise Blair knocked the ball out. Wagner recovered. Seahawks ball at the 6 yard line. They go march the other way for a field goal that made it 27-11. It was 27-11 instead of 24-18 because of Marquise Blair. When Bradley McDougald comes back from his back spasm, he played one series today because Blair had cramps, Pete Carroll said. When McDougald comes back, it really should be Blair and McDougald at safety. We'll see how long Tedrick Thompson can continue to stay in the lineup with misplays in the secondary on deep passes this year. 2 50-plus yard receptions given up, including last week and to start the game in the loss to Baltimore. He has 9 lives right now. He started again today because McDougald is someone that the Seahawks did not want to use. Carroll said he was on an emergency basis, and only because Blair got cramps did McDougald play at all. You would assume 2 weeks out from back spasms, he may be able to play against his former Tampa Bay Buccaneers, talking about McDougald next week. And if he does, it looks like he and Blair are the ones most worthy of starting at safety. Flowers may be back from the neck stinger injury next week against the Buccaneers. We'll see. Carroll wasn't real clear on that. Of course, the biggest injury news of the day was Justin Britt, the Seahawks center for the last 3 years. The trigger man for Russell Wilson is out probably for the year. The Seahawks think it's an ACL tear, Pete Carroll said after the game. That means, of course, season-ending surgery and up to a year recovery, which would put him in to the middle of next season, 2020. Joey Hunt's now the center, and Pete Carroll said he's been preparing forever for this opportunity. They drafted him in the 6th round in 2016. He's the guy now because Ethan Posick, the other option at center, is on injured reserve. Bobby Wagner set the team record today, breaking Eugene Robinson's mark for career tackles. He said he was, quote, humbled, and he said that he appreciates being on the same team for as long as he has to get a record like that, and he plans on adding to it and staying with the Seahawks for a long time. Of course, the Seahawks just made him the highest paid inside linebacker before this season. San Francisco just boat raced Carolina 51-13 today, so they're still a game and a half, undefeated, and a game and a half ahead of Seattle. Those two teams are staring at a matchup with each other November 11th, but first they each have games next week. San Francisco's is at Arizona on Thursday night. The Cardinals lost today, are 3-4-1. The Rams won again over in London, 24-10 over the winless Bengals, one of the teams the Seahawks have beaten for their 6 wins. 24-10, the Rams won today, so they're a game behind Seattle in the standings. The Seahawks, of course, having beaten the Rams head-to-head with another match next month in Los Angeles to come. So, inconclusive today for sure. They should have buried a 1-7 team. They allowed 460 yards by Schaub, the quarterback, 38 years old, making his first start in 4 years because Matt Ryan out with the sprained ankle. And if it's any solace to you, they weren't real happy about it afterwards. Russell Wilson said, if we're going to be a great team, if we're going to be where we want to go, we have to play 4 great quarters and not just 2. All my coverage online at thenewstribune.com, from Atlanta, and on Twitter at GBellSeattle. I'll catch you back in Renton tomorrow. Thanks for watching.